Welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I'm Michael DeLon. Today, I am talking with Marco Torres. And well, Marco, first of all, thank you for spending some time with me. It's going to be a fun conversation.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. So Marco has been around for a long, long time. He's the founder of Marketing Boost. And what I'm really excited about this, Marco, because you're approaching marketing, sales, business from kind of a different direction than at least what is common today in helping business owners understand the concept of value add incentives to gain clients versus discounts and things of that nature, right? To grow revenue. So I'm really intrigued by this. I know my audience will love it. Tell us a little bit, how did you get to do this?
Sure. Thank you. Well, we launched Marketing Boost kind of by well, the whole concept came about, as an offshoot from another business of ours. And so we've been in the travel space I've been in the travel space since 1993. And then we launched our own, some partners of mine got together. We launched the travel site of our own in 2010, 2009, end of 2009, 2010. And it started taking off really well. We had found that there's some great marketing techniques on Facebook, and we were really, driving and spending a lot of money on Facebook to drive traffic and volume, and that was working really well. But we needed video reviews, video testimonials is what we were looking for from clients to really be able to leverage all of our resort offers and what have you. And we had to come up with a way to solicit those. So we came up with an idea and this tip I'm going to give you right here is a powerful tip that any business owner can use, regardless of, whether they move forward with Marketing Boost, my services or not. And that is, we started doing a survey at the expected peak time that the client would be the most excited and happy about their vacation. And that was just a little, after check-in, a day after check-in, for example. So we would send a series of, a couple of messages prior to their travel saying, hey, we see you're getting ready to travel, tomorrow. We wish you a happy and, a safe trip. And then the day after check-in, we'd follow up and say, okay, by now you've checked in. Would you give us some feedback on a scale of 1 to 5? How is this hotel living up to your expectations? How has our service been so far? Will you rate us from 1 to 5? And if they gave us a 4 or 5, that we had an automated, automation platform that would send them back an instant email and text message saying, fantastic, we're thrilled you're having a wonderful time. Would you do us a huge favor and help us spread the word about this particular hotel brand and our brand, and give us a video review of the hotel? And if you would do that and do a selfie video from the pool, the bar, the beach, the hotel, whatever it is your favorite part of the hotel or resort, we'll reward you with a complimentary hotel stay on us, a 3-night hotel stay in your choice of Orlando or Vegas, for example. And that took off. And before we knew it, we were getting dozens of these video testimonials coming in from people holding up the camera, selfies of the family on the beach. And they were incredible. They were really awesome videos with real families. And we were leveraging those videos to the tune of thousands of additional sales all over our website. And eventually we were generating hundreds of these videos and then thousands. And we have now over 30,000 video testimonials, more than any other travel website in the world. So that was, a huge play. But then here's how the Marketing Boost came about. As these clients started raising their hands saying, okay, I want my free trip, we were having to pay for those out of pocket, which was, not cheap. Right. And so then we're like, well, we got to come up with another idea to solve this. And so we went back to our hotel partners and we said, we know you've got a problem that we can fix. We know you're not full year round. You're full. Sure, you're full for peak season. You're full for holidays, Christmas week, New Year's, Thanksgiving, 4th of July. You're full on some weekends, but the majority of the year, 70% of the year, you've got 30% of your rooms or more empty. And they, of course, agreed. And we said, we can help you put warm bodies, couples, families in these rooms that are going to spend, instead of you generating zero revenue, we're going to help you generate some revenue. These people will spend money on extra nights, room upgrade types, food, restaurants, spend money at the restaurants, the bars, the casino, the gift shop, the spa, the attractions and excursions, and you name it, right? So,
Yeah.
we initially got a half a dozen of these hotels to participate with us in Vegas and Orlando, so we could fulfill the trips that we were giving away. And as we thought about this, we are like, this could be a standalone business. We could actually, reinvent and revolutionize the travel certificate business. So we're not the first to be in the travel travel incentive business. It's been around for decades, but we were going to turn it upside down because all of our competitors they essentially made them, the whole concept was to make them hard to use. And we said, if we're going to do this, we're going to make it affordable for anybody to join Marketing Boost. We're going to make these incentives super easy to use, no hoops to jump through, no timeshare presentations or anything like that. And that's what we did. And it eventually became what we call marketingboost.com today. We offer complimentary hotel stays. And sorry for hogging the microphone, Michael, but let me go ahead and finish explaining what it is.
Please do.
So we now offer complimentary hotel stays in over 125 sexy destinations around the world, from 3-night stays to 5-night stays to 7-night stays, places like 3 nights all over the US, 30 destinations like Miami Beach, Daytona Beach, Myrtle Beach, Manhattan, San Diego, Las Vegas, Orlando, Branson, you name it. Then we've got 5 nights in places like Hawaii, 5 nights in Cancun, Mexico. Right now, Cancun, we've got amazing resorts in Cancun at the Fives resorts on the beaches in Playa del Carmen, Riviera Maya. They're AAA 4-diamond resorts. We've got destinations like 7 nights in Phuket, Thailand, 7 nights in Bali, all over Europe, all over Australia. So it's now we're a worldwide business, and with members all over the world that use our service. We also have hotel savings cards and restaurant savings vouchers. So the hotel savings cards come in increments of $100, $200, $300, and $500, and the restaurant savings vouchers are $100. So these are smaller incentives that we teach our members to use, micro incentives for a micro call to action. And you can take your customer up your value ladder to take additional actions with you, and then reward them with bigger incentives.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
All right. We're
That was a lot to get off my chest.
No, I love it, because here's what's going through my mind right now, right? So way back in the day, back in the 90s, I was in Christian radio sales, right? And you'd always have these types of things come that you buy you sell the radio thing, and the guy gets a week-long vacation somewhere. And it's kind of gone by the wayside. You're the first guy I've really heard in really a long time who's bringing this back in, but you're doing it in a unique way. So let me put this in context for my audience. And this is where I want the dialogue with you of how this could work for a local business owner. Let's think financial advisor, maybe, or attorney, or home inspector, okay? Any of those, doesn't matter. You've got these different levels of assent. So you're running let's do a webinar. Everybody does webinars, right?
Right.
At the end of the webinar, you're trying to get them to book a phone call or book a Zoom call with you. You could use an incentive to say, hey, if you book a call with me and you show up, I'm going to give you a $100 restaurant gift or something like that.
Exactly.
When you become a client, so on that call now, they've already received it, right? When you become a client of ours, we send all of our clients on a 7-day excursion virtually anywhere you want to go, right? It's just the hotel and everything's paid for. You got to get yourself there, but all the accommodation or something like that, that's just a gift that we give to all our. Am I on the right track?
Yeah, you got the idea exactly right. So there's a number of ways. For example, you're talking about webinars. So you could use the incentives, such as the hotel savings card, for example. They come in $100, $200, $300, and $500 cash credits that buy down the price compared to the Expedias of the world. They work like a gift card, but they don't cover the entire hotel rate. They offer from a 10 to 50% off compared to Expedia, for example. And these are, so for example, you could use a hotel savings card as part of the draw card, the customer draw card, to get them to come to the webinar in the first place. And then during the webinar, you may even say, now stay till the very end. Those of you who stay to the end, we're giving away 3 trips one to Orlando, one to Las Vegas, and one 5-night trip to Cancun, Mexico at the end of the webinar. So stay till the very end and be engaged during the webinar. And for those of them, we're going to select, 1, 2, or 3 winners, whatever you might want to do. Maybe just one giveaway. Keep them, even though for Marketing Boost, let's make it clear, it's super cheap to join Marketing Boost. It's only $37 a month for any business owner anywhere in the world to join Marketing Boost and have access to unlimited amount of these giveaway incentives. Now, even though you can give them away like candy, we recommend you don't. We teach our members, use them with scarcity and create scarcity and urgency in your offers so that they, one, come across as believable, two, you're using them to get them to actually do whatever it is you want them to do, such as join the webinar or book that appointment with you. One thing, I definitely have a lot of members who use our incentives to, for example, the hotel savings card or the restaurant vouchers, just to book that free, no obligation consultation phone call. So let's book a 20-minute consultation Zoom call. And just if you show up, mind you, one of the problems we have is first getting people to book the appointment, and two, getting them to show up.
Absolutely.
So you might use the incentive to say, hey, I'll give you a $100 hotel savings card for booking the appointment. And of course, showing up. We understand your time is valuable. We think ours is as well. So if you do show up on time for that appointment, I'm going to reward you with a $200 hotel savings card just for showing up. And then once you got them on that call, now at the end, you might be saying, look, by the way, we've got an incredible relationship with our travel partner, redeemvacations.com. That's the company that's the website that we use to fulfill the trips. And so your client will never hear about Marketing Boost. We're never going to tell your client about that. So that's your little mastermind marketing secret. And so you may tell your client, now at the end, I've got this great relationship with our travel partner, Redeem Vacations. I do business with them. I've got a handful of these left this month. If you take action this week and hire my financial, advisor firm to help you, with your goals and this, that, and the other. If you hire us for today, I can go ahead and give you a complimentary hotel stay at your choice of Orlando, Las Vegas, or even Cancun, Mexico. Boom, and give them, some small options like that to go ahead and take action. But I don't want to hog the microphone, Mike. I'll let you, Mike, I'll let you ask the next question.
That's good. No, that's great because, and you said it earlier in it, because the hidden concern usually is like, yeah, it's bait and switch. I'm going to get down there. I got to sit through a 3-hour timeshare thing, blah, blah. Talk about that, because that's not part of the deal, right?
Yeah, no, there's none of that involved. No hoops to jump through. We make it easy to use. Our competitors in the travel incentive business often do make them very hard to use. For example, they'll have 45, even 60 days advance notice for travel required. They often even ask you to provide us with your two preferred travel dates, at least 90 days apart. And, stuff like that, hoops to jump through that make it nearly impossible. So in our case, we have 30 days advance notice. Some of our destinations, only 14 days advance notice required. There's a online platform. After they activate the certificate, they can immediately log into a platform. They'll have 18 months to select travel dates. They'll log into an online platform, put in the dates they want to go, and it'll show them what hotels are available for those dates. And if they're available, they can go ahead and click it, book it, and get instant confirmation, instant gratification, no phone calls to make, no hoops to jump, no nothing. Now there is a fee to pay. So let's go over some of the restrictions.
Sure.
So for example, there is an activation fee that either the business owner can pay for the client if they select to. So if you've got a high ticket item, you're making a lot of money on a transaction, you may want to pay the activation fee, which covers the government taxes. In other words, the government's going to get paid no matter what at each of these hotel bookings. When somebody checks in, they don't understand free room nights, they don't understand discounted rooms. They expect to get paid their average taxes and fees for that room. There's tourism fees and yada yada. So it's basically the activation fee covers those taxes. They run about between $25 to $45 per night on average for each destination. It depends on the destination and what are the average taxes for that for that property. So you'll pay the activation fee, and then you'll have either you can pay it or the client. Most of our members let the client pay it, so they just do a proper disclosure. They'll tell the client, "Hey, I'm giving you a free hotel stay. You're going to have to get your own way there, your own airfare, your own food and beverage, and of course, you're going to have to pay the government taxes." And so they've done the disclosure, and we can teach them how to do that. We help you build the sales funnels for that with the disclosures built in so that you're covering it properly. Then you send them the certificate, and it's up to the client or not if they want to activate the certificate. And if they do, they've got 18 months to travel. And it's a, it's a win-win-win. A win for the resorts. They're getting people spending some money on the property versus none. And we're helping them fill, obviously, that's the other thing that comes about. We're helping them fill rooms that would have likely gone unsold. So that means the certificate's not going to be available to travel for Christmas week, New Year's, Easter, 4th of July. Is not going to be, peak season. You're not going to get a ski week in Aspen. You're going to get, you're going to get the off season, so to speak. So we average about 30 to 40 weeks per year per destination of available inventory. So it's a lot, but it's obviously if they can only travel on their birthday or they can only travel on Christmas week, it might not work for them. Right. Who else shouldn't use this certificate? Well, if they're only willing to stay at the Taj Mahal or at the Ritz-Carlton, then maybe not. We don't promise any particular brand. We do have all 3, 4, and 5-star or 5 bubbles based on TripAdvisor reviews. So we only select hotels that have typically a 4 or 5 bubble reviews on TripAdvisor. And so that keeps us essentially providing quality resorts and hotels to the clients in all the destinations. And again, we're providing about 35 weeks of available inventory, throughout the year. So they do have to be over 21 years of age to use the certificate, at least one person in the party, and no group travel is allowed. So they can't book, you can't turn it into a convention for all your clients.
There you go. There you go. That's right. Yeah, that's awesome.
So essentially, those are the restrictions. There's not too many, but that's the majority of the ones they got to cover right there.
Let's talk about you got a database. So a lot of my clients have a database of, I call it a dormant database. People have raised their hand, they didn't buy, they're in the CRM system, and they're just doing nothing. And we've got strategies and things we teach about, emails and different things to breathe life in that database. How could somebody use something like this to breathe some life in that database to bring them back into some activation?
Yeah, and that's a real good point. And I've helped a lot of people do exactly that. And so one of the ways, again, you create those email campaigns with a course of something else that you're putting together, like join us for this exciting new webinar that we've got great new content about, and so on, or you're inviting them to book a renewal, a new appointment with you this year, so we can take a look at your finances, where you're at today compared to where we are the last time we spoke 5 years ago. And so, by the way, then you do this for the first, so now you again creating that scarcity and urgency for the first, 20 bookings with me this month. I'm going to reward you with a complimentary hotel stay in your choice of Cancun or Orlando, something along those lines. And now you're going to get people go, whoa, what? So if I book an appointment with you, no obligation review, you're going to do the what? Yep, I'm going to give you first 20. And of course, you can give away everybody who books because you have the unlimited amount of these incentives to give away. But again, I would recommend you create some scarcity and urgency and reason to take action now. The first 10 to take action, the first 20 to take action this week, I'm providing a complimentary hotel stay on me. You're responsible for the airfare and, taxes and food and beverage, but I've got your hotel covered on me just for booking an appointment with no obligation, and revive that database again. I've had people build their social following. I had a guy go build his Facebook group from 0 to 10,000 members in less than 90 days by running contests every week on his Facebook group and inviting every new member that joined. If you'll help spread the word and invite 20 people, for every 20 people you invite to join this group, you'll get a chance to win our contest this week, which is 5 nights in Cancun. And then next week, it's 3 nights in Las Vegas. Next week, it's 7 nights in Phuket, and the group grew. And of course, once he's got a huge group, now he's the authority, he's the expert. He can be delivering content, financial advice. He can be doing whatever he's the expert at, and he can begin to monetize the group. So that's, an example. I can keep going. So we'll keep chatting on ideas here.
Well, no, and that's great, because the other thing is, when you do it properly, it doesn't come across as salesy, sleazy, whatever, that many times in the past, that's how it felt. But if you do this genuinely, using, using it in the right context, it's going to come across as wow, right? Because there's an integrity aspect that just follows with all of your other marketing, your branding. It's here's something special. Is that what you have found is how people can use it?
That's absolutely necessary. If you've got no current reputation, if you don't already have a decent product or service, throwing in the marketing boost incentives is not going to be the magic bullet that turns it into $1 million company. This will support and help anybody who does already have some credibility and some where, because again, people are going to have to believe this offer. I mean, they'd believe it if it was Verizon offering the promotion.
Right.
They'd believe it if it was, AT&T. And might they believe it if it's coming from, Marco Torres? Maybe not. It depends a little bit upon how you present it and how believable you make it. And that's why you don't want to give them away like, hey, for the
Andy.
I've got 1,000 of them to give away. Like, oh, come on.
That's
Now
right.
it sounds so you do need to create and use them sparingly, but often enough that it keeps your client, and always doing something to earn it. Here's an example: loyalty programs. Let's say you're that business coach. You might say, look, you can hire me on a month-to-month basis. There's no long-term, depending upon your deal, I don't know. But maybe you let people hire you month-to-month basis. I don't have a long-term or annual contract. However, I know that if you don't stick with me for at least 6 months, we're not going to see the results. We're going to need to work together. I'm going to be holding you accountable. I'm going to be coaching you, teaching you. You're going to see the rewards over a little period of time together as we work and test things. So I will reward you on your 3-month anniversary with a $500 hotel savings card. You can use it over 1 million hotels anywhere in the world. But when you get your 6-month anniversary, I'm going to reward you with 6 days and 5 nights in Cancun on me. You'll be responsible for your own airfare, your own food and beverage, but I got your hotel stay covered on me at a AAA 4-diamond resort in Cancun, which happens to be what we have right now. And that's why I keep talking about Cancun. It's one of our best destinations. And so I'll kick in your hotel stay, and you'll have the choice. By the way, the Marketing Boost member does have the choice. If you got a high ticket item, you could pay that activation fee for the client and truly give them a complimentary hotel stay. Or you could do what most of us do, and that's let the client pay the activation fee simply by disclosing that they are responsible for taxes and fees.
Right. That's fascinating. I really am intrigued about this because it takes your presentation and everything just to the next level when you do it properly, and it gets you away from the whole discounting and everything that just really actually reduces the credibility.
Right. Now let's talk about another tool, whether you use Marketing Boost incentives or not. Michael, you asked me earlier about the idea of value add incentives. And this is important to do, whether or not you use, or even if you are using Marketing Boost. Again, I recommend using them sparingly and what have you. But you can find ways to add your own additional units, your own value add. So, for example, let's suppose you're that business coach I was talking about, where you're a gym. Say you're a gym membership, and you're saying, hey, the goal here is to get you to lose 20 pounds. And we want you to sign up for the gym membership. We've got a 90-day quick start program here. Now that can be used whether you're a multi-level marketer, some sort of quick start program. If you're a financial advisor, look, if you hire me, the key is I need you to, we're going to have to sit down and spend some time together where you're going to open your books and show me everything you've got. And you're going to show me all of what you've got. And most people, believe it or not, they hire me and then they'll drag their feet about getting together with me and opening their whole program. So if you get together with me right away and you start implementing the things I suggest to you, and if you do all these things in the first 90 days and do everything I ask you to do, I'm going to reward you in 90 days with the following incentive. Boom. But going back to what I was saying about your own incentives. So let's say you're a business coach or a gym. You could say, hey, sign up for 6 months and we'll give you the 7th month free. Psychological tests have been done that prove that people are inclined to take action with additional value, bonuses, buy one, get one free, that type of thing, versus just seeing a 10 or 15% discount, 20% off. If you can add more value, you can add more widgets, add an extra month or 2 of service. You hire me for the year, and I'm going to give you the 13th and 14th month free. Plus, on top of that, on your anniversary, I'm going to reward you with a complimentary trip to Cancun, or whatever it is. But so you're building that loyalty, you're building that client to stick with you for a while, and you're getting them to take make a bigger commitment, for example, versus just that, let's go with a month-to-month plan and see what happens.
Absolutely. And all of that just flows so smoothly off your lips. You've done that a few times. I mean, wow. Here's what I'd love to do, because we're coming to the end. I want to recap just a little bit about what this is, the website where people can go find it, because we're talking about a different, a different message that you can reward people, start really winning their heart, and entice them might be the wrong word, but that's really what you're doing, to say, oh, you're going to do that for me? Yes. It positions you very differently in their mind, and it's consistent with them. So put a big bow on all of that, will you?
Yeah. One last thing I'm going to point out, one great idea for your financial advisors, your insurance agents, your real estate agents. One simple way to use these incentives, hopefully I don't go over time on you, but
you're good.
I forgot about this. I want to cover it. And that's to lead by giving. I've had hundreds of insurance agents, especially, and also the financial advisors, that are, what they're doing with the marketing boost incentives is they're supporting local charities in their community, local fundraising drives. And they step up and say, hey, I'd like to sponsor your next fundraising event. And they're like, well, sure. What do you mean? Well, my firm, my insurance company, we're going to sponsor your event by providing you with, half a dozen complimentary hotel stays in the following destinations. You're going to be able to auction them off at the event and keep all of the revenue raised. You'll keep all the revenue. Our company is providing the 6 complimentary hotel stays. The winner of the auction, we need to disclose, they're going to have to pay their own airfare, their own food and beverage and taxes and fees, but they're going to get the hotel accommodations for whatever it is they bid on at the auction. And so you explain the program, and and now the day of the fundraiser, you have typically a captive audience to give your elevator pitch to the audience and say, hey, I'm the expert in financial advice, and this is what I do, and this is, if I can help you in this way and that way, it'd be my pleasure. We're glad to be a sponsor of this event. So you're positioning yourself as the philanthropist, the expert, the authority that can afford to give away trips just to help this nonprofit. So you're a good guy. And if the philanthropist, so when they think about you after the event, shaking hands, handing out cards, you're generating leads. So that's one way to just get yourself in the realm of using the incentives, which only cost you $37 a month, to be able to, get in that circle of philanthropists, which are who are the philanthropists? The 1%ers. So that's where you want to be involved with if you're a financial advisor. You want to get in there and you want to be schmoozing with those that can afford to give to donate money to nonprofits.
Absolutely. That's great. So, all right. So Marco, where do they go? Marketingboost.com. Is that the best place for them to go?
Simple place to go to marketingboost.com and find out how your business can thrive versus survive with the use of travel incentives, which, one last plug on that. Right now, there's no better time to use travel incentives. People are traveling now. I call it revenge travel. They want to go somewhere. They're tired of lockdowns, and we've never had so many activations and people using the certificates. So now is the best time ever to be adding these to whatever it is you're trying to get people to take action on. Marketingboost.com. Get a 7-day free trial. It's only $37 a month after that.
I love it. Marco, thank you. This has been intriguing and fun. And I hope people go check it out, because this is definitely one more aspect in your marketing that will help set you apart, give you a different message, and add great value to your prospects and clients. It's definitely something that you want to do. Marketingboost.com. Marco Torres, thank you so much for being on my podcast, sir.
You bet. Thank you, Michael.